When I say Mavericks on the, you say move. Mavericks on the move. Mavericks on the move. Thank you so much for joining Mavericks on the Move today. If this is your first time here, my name is Jamilah Corbitt. I am the creator and host of Mavericks on the Move, where we bring together entrepreneurs and business professionals to create symbiotic partnerships. So visit mavericksonthemove.com. We have a special treat for you today. We're all about family, business, and relationships. Ooh, stay tuned. Visit mavericksonthemove.com to catch up on the latest episodes, stay up to date, browse pictures from past events, and to grab your signature merch. My first guests are a father and daughter duo that have been running a health and wellness business for the past 5 years. Let's give it up for Jack and Maxie Smith. Thanks so much for joining us today.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for having us. Yeah.
I'm always fascinated by the relationships, the personal relationships that blend into business relationships. So before we get started, I want you to tell us a little bit more, Jack, about your wife, Andrea, who wasn't able to make it today, and how you two met, and then how you two decided to start a business together.
Okay. I was stationed in Germany with the Air Force back in '92, and at that time I was working in the medical field. I was working in the hospital in the operating room. So I had a lot of medical experience behind me. And during that period of time, I was involved with a German-American social club. And that's where I met Andrea at during that period of time. And then after we got married back in the States, then we started having some family issues health-wise. And Maxie can talk on that one because that one impacts her to start off with. But that's where we really got started at. We wanted to do something different. We wanted to get ourselves healthy and everything else. And we knew that environmental had a lot to do with it. And that was the start of our journey, is finding something that was environmental friendly.
And Maxie, you're part of this business as well. So did they pull you into this, or were you a willing participant?
It was funny because when I wanted to join, they were actually like, you should wait with it. You should wait and see what you want to do. Maybe this is too spontaneous. But I was all in. I was like, nope, I want to do this. You got to let me do it. And it's the only time I ever defied my parents in that sense.
Yeah.
But why?
When I learned more about the impact that we could have, not only on people and their health, but on several generations of families and the environment, that was so important to me. And I was about to go into college. I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was kind of in this in-between place where I didn't know what my purpose was, and that just was it hit all the right boxes, and it just felt right. I don't know. Yeah.
So you did it because it felt right, and not because your parents told you to do it.
No.
Nah.
And she fought me on that because she goes, Dad, I gotta have my social security number. Gotta have my social security number.
And he was like, why? So I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do this thing, and you're just gonna have to go with it. So yeah.
All right, and you got your family has been successful in this venture together, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, Jack, your wife Andrea, she moved over here from Germany. She's originally from Germany. She's moved over here with you, and then you guys you also have a son,
right?
And I think the son contributed to also starting this health and wellness journey as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, my son was born with spinal meningitis. As a matter of fact, the day after birth, he contracted spinal meningitis. And with that came a lot of additional issues that we really didn't know how it was going to pan out. And during that period of time, he had ADD, ADHD, and that's been a really significant problem for us over the years. We tried 8 different medications, nothing helped with him. And we started some of the supplements, and we started noticing he started reacting with the medications, reacting with the supplements, and he started calming down. So that was like a beginning factor for us. But then Maxie had some issues too, and I'll let Maxie talk about that because that was a significant one.
So for me, it was I had so many health issues to begin with, and it's so unusual for someone at my age to have had so many health issues. When I was, I think, 3 or 4, I had asthma, and I had the nebulizer, I had the inhalers. It was pretty bad. Then at school, I would come home with rashes on my forearms, and we didn't know why. So then we found out that I was having some sort of reaction to the chemical cleaners they were using on the desks where I was leaning my arms against. So that's kind of started us on looking for an environmental friendly, natural cleaners that, you know, would not have me break out. But not only that, I was sick all the time, like really all the time. In fact, I was sick so much that I was legally not supposed to graduate from high school because I had missed so many school days. And I remember this so vividly, probably because it was a teacher that I had my challenges with. But he told me when I graduated, when he handed me my certificate, he's like, "I'm surprised you graduated." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Well, because you were sick so often that I didn't know that you were going to make it." And my grades weren't the best by any means, but I wasn't failing, so they didn't have a reason to hold me back. And so therefore I graduated even though I technically shouldn't have. And so that was kind of a wake-up call. You know, my health had to become a priority. And so that's how we got to looking for a way to get healthier and a natural alternative.
So now I understand why you decided to buy into the business as well, because it literally changed your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It really changed my whole life. Since then, I have not gotten sick, and it's been 6 years.
Wow. And so what are some of the biggest challenges that you guys face as a family that does business together?
Yeah, I don't really think it's a challenge. I think it's more of a benefit, because we get a chance to work together as a family and build a stronger core relationship amongst all three of us that are in the business.
Which is kind of hard because we're already pretty close to begin with.
Yeah, it is.
So you're telling me you guys don't have any arguments? It's just all sunshine and rainbows at home?
No, but I do think that the benefits so far have outweighed all of the challenges.
Yeah.
Just simply because it's so great to have other people to bounce off ideas with. As you know, or as everybody knows, businesses have their ups and downs, and you can have a lot of challenges. So it's great when you have other cheerleaders that are so close to you that can be like, "You got this, power through." But also you find people that react better to maybe someone male, someone female, someone who's older, somebody who's younger, and we are able to really pull together as a family unit, as a team, and really support one another.
But the thing you also have to remember too is that you can't let the business override the relationship of the family separately. You have to make sure you have time for that family relationship too.
And that leads me to my next question. How do you balance family and business?
You know, you're right, it's a balance, and it's hard. It really is, because when you're, like when Maxie, she's doing her business, we're strategizing together. We're planning things. We're into training all the time. We're talking to our members. We're following up. So that's a large part of our time, but we even bring our son into it to help us out at the same time. So we get to do things as a family that way.
So the way we do it is we really have to prioritize also us. So we know that since we work as a family together, that a lot of our time will be spent on work. But we have to make sure that we don't spend all of our time on work, but that we also get that core family time. So when we go on, you know, I call them vacations, but really it's work vacations.
A workation.
Workations, exactly. We definitely plan at least a few extra days where we have some time where we can explore and just spend time as a family together.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are some tips to keep in mind when you go into business with your parents, or when you go into business with your spouse?
For me, the thing that I like to think about is that, one is that you both have strengths and weaknesses. So you try to work with those strengths and weaknesses. My wife is better on finances than I am. I like to go out and speak with large groups of people, and she's kind of shy. So you build upon those strengths and weaknesses behind yourself. You want to add something to that, Maxine?
I think, once again, going back to your previous question, just making sure that you also know that even though you guys are, I don't want to say coworkers, but you guys are teammates, that you are still family first and foremost. And making sure that that is that priority.
Do you guys ever compete with each other? Like, I'm going to make
God, no.
this much
What
this
are you
month?
talking about?
You and I compete.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we compete.
Okay. I didn't even know about this.
I love
it.
Yeah, we'll sit there, and I can come in sometimes and I'll say, well, you know, I saw this person, I talked to this person. She goes, oh, no, I saw this one, and I've got this one as a customer now. And so we kind of get in competition.
So that's
sometimes
where
that way.
I think the time sometimes plays a factor, because we have different schedules. And so then sometimes when I have talked to someone previously that he was unaware of, then he might be like, oh, okay, I can tell them more about what we do. But then I'll be like, sorry, I already did it. So it's still within our family, so we're always very happy to be able to kind of work together on everything.
And as far as financially, I know you and your wife are in the business together.
Right.
How do you separate finances, or do you separate finances? Does it all blend? Do you have like a family pot and you all put something in the pot? How does that work?
No, we have a separate business account. That's a joint business account for my wife and I. So we strictly use that money and put that money back into the business, and we keep rolling the money back over and over and over again. We try not to put our own personal money into it because it's a business, and we want to make sure
it can get really
we separate
sticky
it.
that way.
Absolutely.
And what about you?
So I keep mine very separate from my parents.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would too.
No, so same situation. I just have, I'm setting up a business account, so I have that separate as well. Just
So you guys don't have a family pot?
Oh, no.
Okay. No. I just had to ask. And so how can people reach you guys?
My Instagram handle is naturallymaxi, and my email is mebs512@hotmail.com. It stands for my initials. And my phone number is 240-688-5141.
Another round of applause for Jack and Maxie. When we come back, our next guests will share how they navigate a partnership and a business relationship. Stay tuned. Today's show is brought to you by I Am a Brand, empowering you with the simple systems and tools to connect your products and services to the people that need them the most. PMI Silver Spring Chapter, practitioners of impact and a safe community for learning, growing, and enabling your professional development. Transformation Center of Excellence, integrating the behavior and management sciences for people and organizations to guide their transformation journey. My next guests are the founders of Wealth Through Wellness and C4 Networking for small business owners. Please help me welcome to the stage Natasha Kapoor and Rick Whedon. Thank you so much for being here, Rick and Tasha.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You guys are a very dynamic couple, but before we get started into the nitty gritty, walk us through how you first met, because I think that's a very interesting story.
Absolutely. So I was running a networking company. It's a startup. And my goal was to grow a membership within this networking company. So we had networking events every month, at least 60 to 80 people. And I had a list, a huge list to spam because we're growing a company. And she happened to get on my list, and I'll let her take it from there.
On your spam
I
list.
was at an event, and I handed a card over to a gentleman, and he proceeded to give it to him. And there I got email after email from a Rick Whedon, and I'm thinking, who the bleep is Rick Whedon, and why am I getting spammed? But I ended up going to an event, and there he was. And I was really in a really cool place. I just hit a very high level, VP level in a previous company I was in, and I was talking to him about it. And he, besides his networking business, he had a little side hustle that he was also within wellness, which is what I was in. And I just loved his passion. I loved how he talked about it. I loved how he felt about being healthier and changing the world and doing things by design, and I thought it was really cool. So he was like, yeah, let's do something together. We could work together. And I was thinking to myself, he's got this little old company, and I don't really need that company. So I was like, hey, let's make a plan. When one of our companies goes under, knowing it wouldn't be mine, the other one's got to join the other person. And we made this deal.
Well, was this before? Pardon the interruption, but
This was the
this
first
before
night we met.
The first night?
Yes, the first night we met.
So you were
And
struck by Cupid.
I was struck. I don't know if Cupid was there, but
I think we just had a mutual respect for
We
one another
did.
because
Okay.
I think that initially it was about business, and it
Yeah.
really I admired her sense of being an independent woman,
Yeah.
accomplishing so many great things.
sure, he's
her
not hard
attitude.
to look at either.
Well, he might be a little easy on the eyes.
And it was funny because a friend of mine was there. She's like, you gotta meet this beautiful woman. She's incredible. She'd be great on our team. She'd be great. Go meet her. I'm like, I got 80 people in the room. I gotta take care of them too. But we did meet on a mutual level of respect in terms of passion for our side hustle and just passion for life and creating a life by design.
So I just said, one of our companies goes under, we should definitely connect. And
His went under.
2 weeks later. And he's a
Twist
man
of
of his
fate.
word. He gave me a call, and we've been started the whole thing. That was about 8 years ago. We're blended. We've raised 3 kids.
And you also co-own C4 Networking, which helps small business owners, and you guys network in a very dynamic way. You guys are full of mavericks.
Like you,
Yay.
Jamilah.
Hey.
It's all about Mavericks.
Yes. And I think you two, like I said before, have a very interesting dynamic. Rick, you're an introvert. Natasha, you're the socialite. How does that dynamic translate in business and at home? Do you have a lot of strife and conflict?
Well, I think for me, I'm more the analytical type. I'm definitely can be an extrovert. I enjoy speaking with people, speaking in front of people, educating people, informing them. However, she lights up rooms. She lights up the world. I've often told her she lights up wherever she goes. She lights it up.
You light up my life.
Exactly. I'm not gonna write a song like that. But yeah, so she was kind of the impetus of how C4 Networking brought about, and how she's turned that into something very, very special.
But I think also, I mean, he's an introvert, extrovert. There's times it's, very introvert.
Outgoing introvert, like myself.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Very much like you. And I'm more of the extrovert, and I like to be around people, and I love that energy that happens. But, we're so much about empowering and teaching and showing. He can command a room. He's a lawyer by background, so there's all that information that there is to share. There's that educational piece. He's always loved to mentor. He's amazing with our children. They're just, they all have equally amazing relationships as they look up to him. And he's just got that thing of bringing people together and really sharing. And me, I kind of think of myself a little more like ignorance on fire. I'm just so excited of just to, help someone either meet the right person or connect with the right person or have the right vehicle, or just there's stuff out there, right? That's just, and that's what I love about C4. It's about connecting. And I've been networking and in the industry for 15 years now, and I just felt like there's a need, just like Mavericks on the Move, there's a need for out-of-the-box networking groups.
And both your passions are radiating right now. And so how do you still get business done as a partner, as business partners and life partners, when you're not seeing eye to eye? Can you share some tips on how to get through that?
Sure.
And what do you guys do?
So relationships are always evolving, and we always are striving to evolve. Energy is important. And sometimes when the energy goes south, our business can go south, just to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And there may be some people who are like that, who are in business, if they work together, that if that energy is not clicking, then the business, you just can't. Because we're in a business where we work with people, where we show passion, where we show joy and emotion, both ups and downs. So sometimes, just to be completely candid, is when things are a little tough, our energy level can be low, and it can hit the business, and the business can suffer for a day or so before we
So do you give
move
each other
forward.
space? How does that work?
The long story short of your response is, how does it work during conflict? It doesn't. But we find a way, because business has to go on, right? I'm that person who, wants to deal with it, wants to talk about it, wants to just, okay, it's done. Let's just grow from it and move on, right? It's okay, it's all over. And he's like, wait, I'm not tired of being mad yet, So he needs a little more time and a little more space. And it was really hard for me. I'm like, what's the big deal? Time's passing. Let's just, But what I have with Rick is the greatest journey of learning in my life, which I haven't shared with anyone else I've ever known in my life. And I wouldn't trade even the hardest times for the things that we've learned and grown from.
And so what are some tips for navigating a business relationship with a close friend or partner?
I think boundaries, understanding and appreciating the boundaries that someone may have for themselves, and appreciating those and talking those through. I think understanding, and I think it may have been stated earlier in terms of skill sets, like what skill set someone has that may be different from mine, and appreciating that and valuing that and understanding that that's better, because, again, she does a lot more belly-to-belly, face-to-face, a lot more out and about. I'm more on the social media side. I'm more, using tools like LinkedIn and so forth to connect and build relationships with people. And she does it more face to face.
But I think the greatest advice is to see how it goes. We used to do a lot more things together. Now we're more like divide and conquer,
Which leads to empowerment. I mean, you're empowering someone to learn new skills. You're empowering people to, if it's a couple, how they can kind of do it and get it done. Even though it may be a little scary, even though it may be a little frightening, even though it's not something that's very comfortable, she always says to me, we got to get out of that comfort zone.
Right.
So it's about getting out of that comfort zone in all aspects of business and our relationship.
And how can people reach you?
About.me/Rick and Natasha, and that's RICKANDNATASCHA. And I also have a website for C4. For those of you, we'd love to have you visit. It's an amazing networking experience. It's an explosive networking experience. And our website there is c4networking.com.
Another round of applause for Rick and Tasha. When we return, we're going to hear from business owners in the audience. Stay tuned.
To advertise a product or service on the show, visit mavericksonthemove.com/partner.
I'm Sherry Samuels. I am the voice coach. What does that mean? I don't teach you how to sing. What I do is I teach women and girls how to connect with their inner voice. I teach you how to use risk, compassion, trust, and curiosity to get connected to who you really are on the inside. I am Sherry Samuels, the voice coach.
My name is Kaito Bangudi from JustOneWeekend.com, and I work with aspiring entrepreneurs who are frustrated because they've got a purpose, they know they've got a calling, and they've also got this business that they're trying to start. But the challenge is, how do you marry that calling with that business? So I help entrepreneurs marry their business calling with their life purpose. Kaito Bangudi, JustOneWeekend.com.
Hi, I'm Visa Shanmugam. I am a mindset transformation coach with Becoming You LLC, and I help very busy professional working moms who are extraordinary in what they do, but they have a hard time believing it. And so I help them break through limiting beliefs and their own self-imposed glass ceilings to find fulfillment and happiness.
And that's today's show. Thank you so much for watching. If you're catching this on YouTube, don't forget to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share this out. Each one reach one, each one teach one. I'd like to welcome you. No, you gotta do it again. Gotta do it again. What was I saying again? When we come back, our next. Wait, keep.
And I'm like, who the hell is Rick?
Sorry. Oh, we were recording.
Mavericks On The Move was great, awesome time, had a ball, met a lot of great people, a lot of networking, and I had lots of fun. It was really enjoyable, and all the interaction and conversation was great. Loved the host, and I will be back.
I am super, super excited to be here with Mavericks On The Move. If you missed it, you definitely missed out. Make sure you join us next time, and we can't wait to see you. Bye.